Poncho, so never mind. Yeah. Poncho, so never mind. Yeah. Namo Amidala.
Namo Amida. Namo Amida. Namo Amida.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Dharma family service on this kind of wet Sunday, but I think it's going to clear up. So I don't know, actually. Thank you very much for joining us. We'd like to begin our service with Sutra chanting, and we will chant Juseige, which is on page 23 in the small purple book. Namanda, 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 namanda.
She
next, let's recite the three treasures, and it's on page 3 in the small purple book. The three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Okay. I'm waiting to appear on the screen. There we go. So welcome once again to our Dharma family service. And we're going old school today. We didn't bring the monitor back up, so I'm just going to talk. But I'm also going old school with my printout, and this is generally what I want to talk about. Oh, maybe show the people in line first. Nen. Right? Nen. And I'm sure you've heard this term before. A few weeks ago, I talked about okunen, which is a kind of mindfulness. This nen is also in the expression nembutsu. It's also in the nenju, right? And so this term comes up a lot. And nen in itself there's not just one meaning. It's like so many words have multiple meanings, right? So it can be a little bit confusing. But one of the meanings of nen that I think is really important, and maybe one of the earliest, is mindfulness. Okay, so that this nen can refer to mindfulness. So like a few weeks ago when I talked about oku-nen. Oku is like in kyoku and refers to memory, and then the nen, mindfulness. So oku-nen in itself means mindfulness. But we can just think of this nen as being mindfulness. And so, as usual, whenever we talk about mindfulness, I always like to point out we have to ask mindful of what? Right? So we can talk mindfulness, but what are we trying to be mindful of? And so Nembutsu, Butsu is Buddha, right, in the Chinese pronunciation. So Nembutsu implies a kind of mindfulness of Buddha, bringing Buddha to mind. I think that's wide open how that works, right? It could be all kinds of stuff. It could be being in a situation and thinking, okay, I got to think about Buddha. What would Buddha do, right? What does Buddhism say about this? How should I act? How should I think? How should I behave? Right? That might be one kind of mindfulness of Buddha. But the other Nembutsu that we have is saying Namo Amida Butsu. So that Namo Amida Butsu, saying that is Nembutsu. That's another kind of Nembutsu. Right? And so I'm not going to go into too much detail on that, but if we think about kind of going back to the mindfulness aspect, so one is Nembutsu, mindfulness of Buddha, and another one is mindfulness of myself, awareness of myself, awareness of what I'm saying, what I'm doing, how I'm treating other people, right? Trying to how I'm eating, all kinds of kind of self-mindfulness kind of things that we could talk about. When you see my December article, you're going to find out that I'm totally unaware of what I do when I'm typing. So I get a lot of emails and I have to write articles and I have to, do all kinds of typing. So apparently I grunt while I'm typing. I had no idea. Totally unaware that I'm typing away. Right? No clue. I had no idea. Then I tried to video, I had a little tripod thing, and I set up my tripod and put it on selfie mode and recorded and kept writing. But I think I was kind of, I knew I was recording it, so I stopped grunting, I guess. So I guess maybe I have to record myself all the time, I don't know. But I tried to be aware of that, and I couldn't. Whether I stopped grunting or after a while go back, right? So some kinds of awareness are very difficult, self-awareness. There's some kinds of awareness we can't be aware of really, because if we had to be aware, we'd die, because breathing. Well, I don't think about breathing. I just do it, right? I can kind of control it if I think I need to slow down my breathing and relax and maybe count to 10. Then I can be aware and I can bring it into my awareness, right? But I think that 99.9% of the time, I'm not aware of my breathing. And that's a good thing. It's something that happens automatically, right? I wouldn't survive if I had to be in control of that. So there's these different kinds of awareness, right? The mindfulness of myself. It was just last week, huh? Keido-kai? Wasn't that like only a week ago, right? And so I was very fortunate to perform on the stage during the entertainment with Brian Wong, who's this amazing koto player, right? And so he played koto and I played electronics. And one of the things I like to do is record. I like to take videos. I like to make audio recordings. So some of you have seen the video already, but maybe some of you haven't. So I'll put that link in the description of the video. So if you want to see it, you can check that later. Or maybe we'll email it to everybody. But I put it up everywhere I can on like forums and bass forum, music forum, synthesizer forum. So I put it up, and one person commented. They said, "Wow, this was great. So focused. You were so focused on the music." And so I was watching the video. I'm like, I wasn't focused on the music. I was hanging on for dear life. I was trying to figure out how to work this thing. So it's hilarious for me to watch the video and see myself, right, after the fact. And I can, like watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, it wasn't making any sound. So you see me doing this stuff and turning knobs and looking, and I guess the person who's also into electronic music thought I was doing all this subtle stuff. And it's like, no, I'm just trying to get it to work. Right? And you'll see me go, right, and turn some knobs. I turned down 2 attack knobs and sustain knobs, and I should have just turned 1 and turned it back up, but I didn't. So there's no sound coming out. And then finally, aha, sound, boom. So it's interesting because that set the mood, actually. I wasn't doing any of this on purpose. It was kind of what happened. And this kind of, oh boy, okay, I got it going. But I left a lot of space. And Brian was listening to me, and I was listening to him. So it resulted in a very kind of spacious performance. But it was totally accidental. It was because I turned the wrong knob, and it wasn't working, right? But I love watching it. And at a certain point, I realized, I got to talk to Brian. I wonder what he was thinking. Because I can totally remember what I was thinking about. Well, not totally, but for me, right, watching myself, I can remember all those different thoughts. And I want to talk to him and find out. I haven't had a chance, but I'm going to ask him. And then maybe we can put little captions in the video. Oh yeah, I messed up here. Or I wanted to do this, but accidentally did that, or whatever. That's the nice thing with improvised music, is that it's not set from the beginning. It's actually totally open to whatever happens, right? And I guess one term you could use is stochastic, which I think means kind of chaotic, right? No plan whatsoever, and whatever happens, happens and becomes part of the performance. So that's one kind of mindfulness that I kind of engaged in. I'd like to share another experience that I have shared with a few of you. I'm going to take out some of the details because it's kind of disturbing, actually. I went to a concert. Great concert. I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to say where, because this is being recorded. But I go to this concert and decide, let's leave before the encore so we can get out fast. Because there's a lot of people here, right? And we're parked in the garage. I didn't back into my spot. I was like, Why wasn't I more aware when I parked? If only I'd been aware I should back in so that I can pull right out. Nope. So there's one lost opportunity of awareness, right? To realize later, I pulled straight in. So we think, okay, let's leave before the encore, right? And so walking down the stairs, trying to leave. I see someone cutting across in front of me, and I think, oh, they're just trying to get back to their seat before these hordes of people come down. And all of a sudden, he's yelling towards me, and the two people in front of me are fighting. So a fight erupts right in front of me. This is the first fight, real fight that I've ever been involved in. I've never been in a fist fight. I've never been in a physical altercation like that. And they're right in front of me. I reach in, trying to separate them. This guy's yelling at the guy to stop. Turns out it's a guy fighting, like attacking a woman, basically, claiming that she spit in his face. And we're just like, stop, dude. Not cool. What are you doing? Chill out. Stop. Blah, 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 blah. No, stop. He pushes her down the stairs. She kind of crumples down fortunately only 2 rows up. We weren't 20 rows up, right? And she crumples down here. Dude, stop. What are you doing? Chill out. Someone's with her. Someone who I was with is like, what's going on? Let's get out of here. I realize, yeah, let's go, right? And I kind of see other people like holding back, like what's going on here, right? And so we leave. My heart's beating, right? Like the adrenaline and just kind of the shock of being in this situation. That woman comes out with the usher, and I'm like, it didn't look like the same person, but I saw them from the back because they were in front of me, right, during the fight. And so she says to the usher, I'm okay, I just want to get as far away from that guy as possible. And so I figure, she seems okay, let's go. Let's get out of here, right? I don't want to get involved. I don't need to talk to anybody about this. Let's just go, right? And we see security go running past us as we're leaving. It was in San Francisco, and I got home. It ended at 11. I got home at 11:30. So my plan worked. There was nobody in the garage when we left, and managed to beat all the traffic, beat all the hordes coming out. Was it worth it? I don't know. I think it was, because it was an intense experience. But as a Buddhist, I had to go back and think about it. So here's what I thought. Did I really help? Some people I tell this story to, and they're just like kind of in shock, and they don't praise me or condemn me. They're just kind of like, okay. A friend of mine said, oh, you were being a good Samaritan, right? You were helping in that situation. Like, I hope so. I did try to pull him apart. I wasn't successful in him not knocking her over, right? But held him back as she was down on the ground, right? Could I have done it in a more calm and kind manner? Yep. I was screaming at the guy. I feel like I know how to use my voice, right? And I can project. And I was trying to get the guy to chill out, but I don't think yelling at someone helps them chill out. In hindsight, but that was just in the situation. I was flabbergasted and ticked off, right? Just, man. Anyway, could I have helped more? Should I have stayed? Right? Should I have testified if this person's going to press charges? Right? Should I have been a witness for that? I don't know. I could get sued, right? Or contentious, all the fights going on at sports games and everything, right? And a lot of times it seems like the people like to sue each other. So I could have been sued, right? Which is why I'm not giving you any details for the people online. But I don't think I would have done it a different way. I don't think I could have done it a different way. And yet, aware that I wasn't totally effective, I don't think I was doing it for myself, although I do feel a little bit of masculine kind of, yeah, I was strong and I helped in this situation, right? And I definitely anger, I can see anger and I can feel the anger that I felt at the time, and I could fantasize a lot of anger later. for the next couple days, I was like, I could have done this, and I should have decked him, and I should have, maybe I could have done that. But fortunately, I was able to see, wait, you're just making yourself angry at something that's over and done. Stop fantasizing about this, chill out, right, to myself, and stop thinking about it. Right? So, I have recall of what happened. I can think about maybe what I could have done differently. I can certainly be mindful of the feelings that I'm having. Today I thought, did I say Nembutsu, like after? And I don't think I did, but I don't know that. I might have, but I'm pretty sure I didn't, right? But Nembutsu could be one response, right? To say Namandam, 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 right? In the aftermath of this whole thing. But who am I protecting, right? Am I protecting her? Am I protecting the person I'm with? Should I have been protecting him? Why not, right? Buddhism isn't about taking sides, right? And maybe he needed protection too. Maybe he was on drugs, and I have no idea why he was doing this, right? But I'm wondering if he was really drunk or on drugs, and maybe he needed help too, right? Was I able to protect everyone in the situation? No. Right? And eventually, self-preservation came up, and I went for, I'm protecting me and mine at this point. I'm done, right? I did my best. Looks like things were okay. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Right? So I just, that experience, I can't change the past. And like I say, I think I would, I'm not glad it happened, but whatever happens to us, right, are opportunities to think about the Dharma. Right? Whatever happens to us are opportunities to bring Buddha to mind. Right? To think about, wow, what would the ideal Buddhist response have been? Did I hit that bar? Right? Was I close? Was I really low? I don't know. Right? And I can, but also the honesty of looking at myself, right? Being critical of myself and critical of my own reactions. And I can see my anger flared up, right? Anger was definitely part of my response, but it wasn't pure anger. It was anger at what was happening, right? And trying, and there was no way I could avoid it. This happened right in front of me. The person I was with had just walked past it, and it erupted, right in my face, basically. So anyway, these, ideally, we'd be mindful in the moment. Every moment, appreciating, being mindful. But my reality is I'm not. Right? My reality is actually I'm responding to things a lot of the time, just kind of, or falling into habits, habitual response. Right? One other thing I've been doing, I think I've adjusted my driving pretty successfully, because my car went to the shop for a week, so I had a loaner for a week, and it was nice. It was a nice car, and I just told myself, you know what? I'm sticking to the speed limit. Right? Driving's crazy nowadays, huh? And it's even crazier now that I stuck to the speed limit for a week, right? And I'm like, wow, these people are nuts, right? And so since I got my car back, I've kind of been able to, not always, but I've definitely mellowed out my driving, and it's a different world. It's kind of cool. I laugh at the people who are just like in such an insane hurry, right? And sometimes people come racing up on me, behind me, right? And I'm just like, sorry, I'm going 65. You can go around, right? If you're not a cop. If you're a cop with your lights on, I'm going to pull over, right? But otherwise, you can, you're going to wait. Sorry, And sometimes I think people are mad. Other times people are just doing their thing. And then I think, have I been in that position? The person behind me? Yeah, right? There's times when you're driving on, 80 going up past Berkeley, when you're going north, but you're going east and west at the same time, according to which highway you're considering yourself on, right? 80 and 580. And the speed limit there is 55, right? But a lot of people are doing 65, 70, 75, right? And I like to kind of get out and get into my own space. So I tend to be on the higher end there, but really interesting to realize, wow. And sometimes people are going 55, and it's like, come on. Can we just go, right? It's 65 up ahead. Can we go up to that, right? So I think I've been that car behind me, Right? But that's another thing, awareness of myself, but also awareness of others. And then maybe I can switch places. Right? If I was in that position, sometimes another thing I learned to do, when I'm getting frustrated with someone driving slow in front of me, I think maybe they have an animal in the car. Right? Maybe they've got a dog in a crate or a cat in a crate. And when I had my cat to take her to the vet, I took curves much slower because I don't want her to fall over. I've done that. I've had the thing fall, she falls over in the crate or whatever. So maybe they have a cat or a dog. Right? I don't know. Rather than, get out of my way. This awareness that, maybe the situation is different than I'm instantly perceiving, and I can chill out, right? Be more kind and respectful to the other person. So all this kind of mindfulness, right, is not easy, and yet I think Buddha wants to encourage us to be mindful, right? To be more aware, to not just mindlessly be going through our day. So that nen, right, can be an utterance of the Nembutsu. One utterance, many utterances. Ichi-nen, ta-nen. There's actually terms for this. Ichi-nen, one recitation of the Nembutsu. Ju-nen, 10 recitations of the Nembutsu. Ta-nen, many recitations of the Nembutsu. Do you know how many we're supposed to say? Any ideas? I'll leave you with that question. Okay, so you can think about, am I supposed to say Nembutsu a number of times? A certain number? And I've had people tell me, yeah, aren't we supposed to do it 3 times? Because you say it once, and then we say it, and then you say it again, and then we say it, and you say it again, and we say it. Yeah, we're supposed to do it 3, right? Nope. That's just kind of habitual. Right? And we can just do Namanda, 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 Namanda. That's Nembutsu too. Right? And you hear us doing it. But I've kind of gotten the habit of the 3 back and forth and then dissolve into Namanda, Namanda. Because there's no set number of times. That's the answer. Okay? No set number of times of the Ichi-nen. Although, one Nembutsu with the right frame of mind, that's good. Right? Just mindlessly repeating it. Or how about record my voice and just have that play? Is that good enough? No, because it's not a mechanical thing. It's the one Nembutsu actually with the right state of mind. Shinjin. And there's another nen too. I'm going to close with this one. It's also a measurement of time. So nen can also refer to the shortest possible measurement of time. Now I'm sure modern scientists will tell us, no, there's shorter than that. But they say the time it takes for a strong man to snap his fingers, 1/36 of that. This is the ancient counting system, right? So 1/36 of that instant. I'm not a strong man, but I'm a man, right? Bam. Right? So that teensy amount of time is one nen. One nen, one utterance, one nen of that single thought moment of Shinji. Right? So that we say the Nembutsu all the time. We say it when we come to church. Maybe we say it at home. Right? But in your life, maybe the one Nembutsu went boom. And that state of mind isn't something that I generate. That state of mind comes from Amida Buddha. So all these different, here's the nen once again. All these different understandings of nen, I think the mindfulness is an important one, but if you can't do it, it's okay. Right? But that kind of self-reflection, that self-awareness, I think is part of our path. And then we say Nembutsu a bunch of times, right? We can say Nembutsu a lot, and it doesn't matter how many, and yet the importance of that one Nembutsu, that single Nembutsu said in Shinjin. Right? And that nen is that instant your life changes. Right? That your life is changed in that single instant, embraced by the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. So, let's say Nembutsu some more, and we'll be having our Dharma chat after this, and we can talk more about this, the Nenju, and what the relationship is with that. But for now, why don't we conclude the talk with Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Okay, let me do a couple things here. Okay. We're going to sing something. What do you want to sing, Steve? What song is that and what page is it on? Gentle Hands. In that one. It's in the big blue binder. Oh. You can stand if you want. No, just kidding. The warm hands of Amida, always holding mine softly, leading me gently, gently into the world of joy and delight. Namo Amida Butsu. The warm hands of Amida, always leading me gently, guiding me purely, surely into the life of joy and delight. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, now we're going to do announcements. So give me a second here. Oops. Okay. Turn this one down. Oh, hold on. Speaker. Headphone. There. Okay, let's try that.
Okay, good morning. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Sensei. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Buddhist Church of Oakland. Nice to see everyone here today. I'm actually sitting in the little chapel where we'll be meeting right after this for our Dharma chat for the month of October, talking about the Ojuzu or Nenju and how we use it as part of our Shin Buddhist practice. So Sensei and I will be sharing some things about the Nenju, its history, and what it means to all of us. So that'll be coming up next. That's only for in-person only, so people that are here only can come. Okay. Next Sunday is actually before that, next Saturday, the 28th, will be, this is our Dharma chat. Next Saturday will be a Halloween party at the Southern Alameda County Buddhist Church, SACBC, called SACBC Obake Jams, costume and dance fundraiser. Next Saturday, the 28th, from 7 to 11 p.m. There'll be DJs and music and dancing. But before all that, Reverend Takashi Miyaji and Reverend Bridge will be performing at 7 p.m. right to start the show. So if you'd like to go early, and then you could see Reverend Takashi and Reverend Bridge perform before all the dancing and stuff starts. But that'll be next Saturday night, October 28th, from 7 to 11 p.m. at SACBC. Next Sunday, a week from today, the 29th, will be the BCO annual Halloween party called Namo Amida Butsu. And that'll be next Sunday, starting from 10 a.m. And the Dharma School kids will be here. It's always a really good time. So if you'd like to be here, bring your children or your grandchildren and join us for the Halloween party next Sunday morning. Let's see. And then after that, the Sunday after that, November 5th, will be our Dharma family service and monthly Shotsuki service for the month of November. And then on Sunday, excuse me, Sunday the 12th will be our Eitaikyo service featuring our special guest speaker, Reverend Gerald Kongo Sakamoto, the Rinban of the Buddhist Church of San Jose Buddhist Church Betsuin down in San Jose. And I know Sensei has mentioned that he was here a long time ago. So I looked it up actually in the BCA Centennial book, and it shows that Reverend Sakamoto came over as a transfer from the Hawaii Kyodan back in July 1976. That's 47 years ago that he served as a minister here at Oakland. And then he eventually ended up down at San Jose Betsuine, where he's been there for 37 years. So that's quite a tenure down there too. So he's a terrific speaker, really wonderful person. And we hope you'll join us on Sunday, November 12th for a Gyokyo service. And we'll have an Otoki lunch afterwards. So that'll be really nice too. So please all come for our Gyokyo service and Otoki on Sunday, November 12th. We also have other things happening with our first study class coming up on November 18th, and then our next November Dharma Chat on Sunday, November 19th. So that's just a ways away. But before all that, I still want to thank Reverend Bridge for officiating today's service, and Steve Terasaki for playing the organ this morning, and our host 7 group who have taken care of hospitality for those of us here at the church, chaired by Maya Lord. So thank you very much, everybody, and the Zoom crew, of course, helping us with the sights and sounds through Zoom and our YouTube broadcast. Okay, so that's it from me. Thank you very much, everyone. We hope to see you soon in Dharma Chat, and I'll send this back to Sensei.
Thank you, Robert. All right, let's wrap it up. And let's conclude our Dharma family service. And then after this, you can go to the left and over to the small chapel for Dharma Chat. So let's conclude service with Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Namanda.